Before the sun rises on Good Friday, the dark streets of León echo with a slow, steady thud. It is a heavy rhythm that pulls the entire city out of sleep. This is the Procesion de los Pasos, an annual ritual orchestrated by the Cofradía del Dulce Nombre de Jesús Nazareno. They have been organizing this exact march since the year 1611. Look at the sheer volume of people moving through the dark. More than 4,000 men, known locally as papones, march together to escort 13 distinct sculptural groups depicting the complete story of the Passion. Look closely at the men carrying these floats, or pasos. These are centuries-old, solid wood platforms. Some weigh several tons, and every ounce of that burden rests directly on the unprotected shoulders of the braceros underneath. They don't walk a few blocks and go home. This route demands an 8-hour marathon of continuous, grueling physical endurance that tests the very limits of the human body. Here, faith requires physical exertion. It is a literal, crushing weight that thousands of people choose to carry together until their legs give out. The path they navigate is unforgiving. Following the traditional route of the 4 convents, massive wooden floats most squeeze through León's tight, historic stone corridors. If you listen closely, you can hear the continuous groaning of ancient timber, the synchronized drag of thousands of shoes on cobblestone, and the heavy breathing that deepens with every passing hour. Recently, this extreme physical toll has sparked intense local debate. The morning procession has started dragging well past 4 in the afternoon, creating a severe logistical crisis for the entire schedule. This chart illustrates the problem. Many of the same braceros carrying the morning weight are scheduled to hoist floats for the evening's Santo Entierro procession. They are left with barely an hour to run home, shower, eat, change their tunics, and report back to the starting line. It is an endurance test paced like a Formula One pit stop. The logistics defy reason. The tradition survives only through a collective willpower that ignores the logical breaking points of the human body. In other parts of Spain, Holy Week operates with different priorities. Malaga prioritizes immense spectacle, while Seville delivers polished, theatrical perfection. León operates on a different frequency. The physical and psychological boundaries between the people watching and the people marching simply do not exist. The spectators do not stand back behind barricades. They press in tightly, enveloping the papones, walking alongside them, and handing out water to sustain the carriers through the hardest stretches of the morning. The 13 pasos move sequentially, unfolding the complete story of the Passion right inside the crowd, rather than elevating it on a distant stage. This total immersion is the reason for its international tourist interest status. On these streets, the entire city performs the Passion as a living organism. Around mid-morning, the entire route funnels into the Plaza Mayor. This wide square is the geographic basin where kinetic energy finally pools. Thousands of bodies pack the stone plaza. The noise reaches an absolute peak. A dense, chaotic wall of brass bands, shouted commands, and the loud structural groans of the shifting timber. Out of this dense sea of people, the heavy, towering figures of San Juan, the Madre Dolorosa, and El Nazareno push forward into the sunlight. Despite their exhaustion, the braceros shift their rhythm. The wood starts to sway and dance to the music, as they maneuver tons of solid oak into precise positions, preparing to lower the figures. This exact convergence is known as El Encuentro, the moment the paths of the mother and son intersect in the center of the square. Then the music cuts. In an instant, the chaotic roar of people drops into absolute, total silence. Nobody asks for quiet over a microphone. It is a completely organic reaction. The entire city simply stops breathing at the exact same moment. Hours later, when the heavy statues are returned to their chapel and the long marathon concludes, nobody cheers. There is no applause. There is only a deep, quiet exhaustion. In León, the Passion is a grueling, shared heartbeat, a weight that binds the entire community together in the silence of the afternoon.